The town of Hollow Creek held its breath, shrouded in an eerie silence that seemed to seep from the very ground itself. It was a town forgotten by time, its cobblestone streets cracked and overrun with weeds, its houses seeming to sag under the weight of forgotten memories. Towering over Hollow Creek from the highest hill stood Blackwood Manor. Locals whispered tales of the manor, their voices hushed, their eyes wide with fear. Blackwood Manor, they said, was a place of shadows and sorrow, where the living dared not tread. The manor stood as a testament to a dark and tragic past, its silhouette a jagged scar against the crimson twilight. The Blackwood family, once prominent citizens of Hollow Creek, had met a gruesome end within those very walls. Or so the stories claimed. Over the years, whispers of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of ghostly figures had cemented the manor's grim reputation. No one dared to approach the manor. The townsfolk knew, or at least believed, that something sinister lingered within those crumbling walls. The manor stood as a silent sentinel, a looming reminder of the darkness that whispered on the edges of Hollow Creek. One crisp October evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the town, a group of friends stood at the foot of the hill. They were young, their laughter echoing in the stillness, their eyes bright with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. They had heard the stories, of course, but they were determined to see for themselves if the legends held any truth. There was Sam, the bold leader of the group, always up for a challenge. Emily, the skeptic, masked her fear with a confident smirk. Ben, the quiet one, observed everything with wide, watchful eyes. And then there was Chloe, drawn to the mystery and eager to unravel the secrets hidden within Blackwood Manor's walls. As dusk settled, painting the sky in hues of purple and orange, they began their ascent. The wind howled through the trees like a mournful cry, and the air grew colder as they neared the manor. They exchanged nervous glances, their laughter silenced by the oppressive atmosphere. The old iron gates, rusted and covered in vines, creaked open with a groan, as if warning them to turn back. But the friends, their curiosity outweighing their fear, stepped onto the overgrown path and headed towards the house that held Hollow Creek captive in its sinister tale. The front door, its paint peeling, swung open with a low groan, revealing a darkened foyer. Dust motes danced in the sliver of moonlight that pierced through the gaps in the boarded-up windows. The air was heavy with the scent of decay, and the silence was almost deafening. "Hello?" Sam called out, his voice echoing through the empty hall. The only response was the creaking of the house settling around them. They stepped inside, their footsteps echoing on the wooden floor. Cobwebs brushed against their faces, and the musty smell made them cough. They moved cautiously from room to room, their hearts pounding in their chests. Each room was like a snapshot from a forgotten time, frozen in a perpetual state of decay. Furniture lay draped in dust covers, their shapes barely discernible in the dim light. Paint peeled from the walls, revealing faded floral patterns that hinted at a time when laughter and life had filled these rooms. As they ventured deeper into the house, they noticed strange symbols etched into the dusty furniture and scratched into the peeling wallpaper. The symbols seemed ancient, their meaning lost to time. Chloe, her fingers tracing the strange markings, felt a shiver run down her spine. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. They stumbled upon a library, its shelves lined with leather-bound books, their titles barely visible in the faint moonlight. The air felt heavier here, thick with the weight of forgotten stories and untold secrets. As they ran their fingers along the spines of the books, they felt a cold draft and the distinct feeling of not being alone. In the center of the room, a grand piano sat silent, its keys coated in dust. Ben, drawn to its melancholic beauty, gently pressed a key. The sound that emerged was a discordant jangle, like the scream of a forgotten memory. He quickly withdrew his hand, his heart racing. It was as if the house itself was reprimanding him for disturbing its slumber. They discovered a secret room hidden behind a bookcase, its entrance concealed by a cleverly disguised door. Inside, they found boxes filled with old photographs and yellowed letters, remnants of a family's history forever frozen in time. The photographs were unsettling. The people in them, though dressed in the finery of a bygone era, seemed to stare out at them with hollow eyes, their smiles strained, their postures stiff. It was as if they were trapped, forever bound to the house that had claimed their souls.